Is your agency having trouble retaining your staff? Are you unable to hire and keep the talent your agency needs to grow? Hiring, and probably even more important, retaining the right talent, is the major concern of one too many agencies. However, we found that successful agencies are strategic about talent retention. We summed it up into 5 effective ways these agencies have done it. And tune in until the end for a bonus tip as well. Let's start with number 1. Make sure that you hire people that align with your agency's values. In order to retain people, you'll need to hire the right people. Having team members that align with your values make it easier to work as a team and keep them motivated.
Finding the right team fit, it definitely starts with our core values and our core purpose. So starting with the core purpose, like our goal is to build lasting relationships with carefully chosen partners. And that extends both to our dental partners as well as future team members. And that's supported by our 4 core values, which is curiosity, being neighborly, being balanced, and being positive. Okay, so we ask a lot of kind of questions that relate to that before they join Delmain. And then once they join Delmain, then it's a matter of like making sure that they have the right support. If we can get everybody aligned with like the direction that we're going with the company in terms of like a 1, 3, and 5 year standpoint, like we can really celebrate that during the interview process. And then also when they join, like have company-wide quarterly meetings that making sure that everybody's alignment, we're all rowing in the same direction. I think that's one sort of missed opportunity with a lot of small businesses out there. And I get it, like people are scrambling to figure out kind of like, putting out this fire or doing this or pursuing this objective to move the company forward. But one of the things that I found with team members is they really value clarity and insight in terms of how the company is moving forward. And if you can constantly reinforce that at the leadership level, you're going to get more buy-in.
Once you have the right people on your team with the same mindset as your agency, it's important to encourage collaborative success.
Our culture is one where everybody sort of has a voice. We share a lot of things, everything's done as a team. And so everybody, like our creative reviews and our creative meetings, the whole staff participates in that because we figured everybody's got a perspective. And so it's a very open environment, very fun environment. And ideas come from people who, don't define themselves as creative people, but they have good ideas that a creative person can take and run with. And so that's always been very strong for us.
At number 3, as an extension of collaboration, you also need to create a working environment where your team members will thrive. Employees that care always strive to do their best.
What you try to do is you try to find self-motivated people, and then you create an environment where self-motivated people thrive.
Okay.
And so usually self-motivated people like a degree of autonomy. They like a degree of ownership on something. They need guardrails, they need bumpers, they need training, and they need advice and so on. And so you have to be available to them for that, but you have to make it feel like it's theirs. And what we try to tell people is like, we want you to be as authentic as you are. We're not trying to make you into somebody that you're not. Like there isn't like, here's a marketing machine person, right? Everybody on the team has got their own personality.
Give your team wiggle room and trust to do their best work. It'll not only keep morale up, it'll also enable your team to reach new heights, which will propel your agency's momentum.
A big part of our brand values is sort of empowerment. And I think that's a big part of what we do with our culture as well, is just giving them a lot of wiggle room to kind of come up with their own strategy, to kind of look after their own schedule as well, so that they can kind of feel like they are not being micromanaged, or that they, we have a lot of trust in them to, do the right thing. And also, that we trust that they'll do the right thing by the client, and, that we trust in their skills as well to do the job that they've been given. So
we don't micromanage, no one's looking over each other's shoulders. There's a lot of flexibility within kind of the work week. Like really at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that everybody is accountable both to the team and the partners. In terms of how they get that done, it's entirely up to them, but there's going to be loads of support coming from the company as a whole.
Aside from giving your team space and trusting them to do the work, the next strategy at number 5 is to make sure that they are encouraged to learn.
One of
the team members came to us and they're like, I want to learn this, we'll be like, okay, cool. Like, what course do you want to do? Or, you know, whatever. Or let's practice it with this client, or let's practice it with us, or whatever. So yeah, I think just being really open to that, making sure everyone's always learning, and just being supported as well. Because I think too, sometimes with what we do, like it can be a lot of pressure, like you're always trying to improve your results, and it's like there's a lot of accountability. So I think just giving each other that support, that like if one person is struggling with something, we'll be like, okay, let's brainstorm, like what could we try, what could we do differently, or, you know, just letting them know that not to take it personally and that it's normal, and just, yeah, helping them feel comfortable and make sure they can keep performing because they feel really confident and they know what to do. Yeah.
As promised, here's a bonus tip, and it's a simple and surprising one. There's nothing more that will make your staff feel like they're part of something more than sharing your profits through an employee incentive scheme. This will make them feel more like their work directly impacts the big picture and that they are needle movers.
I'm getting really, really tired of carrying the weight and the pressure of, you know, our revenue and our targets, etc., on my shoulders. You know, it's like, you know, I just feel like I'm constantly driving, and I kind of want it to be more of a group effort. And so from that, a incentive scheme was born. Every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, I put it up on the big screen and everybody can see the figures. And so they know how we're traveling. They know, you know, how much we're invoicing per day, per week, per month, whether we're running to target, whether we're behind target, how each department is performing. And each quarter, they have a revenue target, and then they have what's called a profit share target. So the revenue target means that they get a trip or an outing that's done on a quarterly basis. So that might be going to Rottnest, that might be going paintballing, crazy golf, whatever it is. They get to pick and choose that and organise it themselves, and of course the company pays for that night out. Had one recently, which was Holy Moly Golf in Northbridge, and it was like herding cats at midnight. But good fun, really, really good fun. And then the revenue is if they hit slightly higher target, and they're not too far apart, it means they actually get a share of that income. There was very much a us and them, like the sales and account management versus those guys. And there was a bit of dislike almost for each other, because it's like, they're not doing their job, you're not doing yours, you guys are noisy, you just, you know, etc. And once that incentive scheme went into play, a lot of that stopped. It was like, no, we're in this together. You know, if we work together, we're going to achieve this together. We win together, we lose together. And it just transformed the mentality of the company. So it was less individuals, more team, and worked really well.
Following these strategies not only helps you retain your staff, it will also help promote agency growth and alignment. At its core, a marketing agency is only as good as its high-performing team. While on the topic of retention, if you're also having problems with keeping your clients, check out this video about the secret to retaining your clients. Till next time.